Hey, what's up, guys? John here. Universal basic income is going to change everything that we know about America. It's happening right now. It's happening rapidly, and it's unbelievable what's going to be unfolding over the next 90 and 120 days. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you can expect because it's pretty shocking to me. Now, we are going to see universal basic income in Florida and Texas and all the places you would think that it would never happen. In fact, it's going to happen all across the country. There will not be a city or state excluded, I promise you, because they're already listed as states and locations that they're already pushing this. It's already happening. And so, it's something that we all need to prepare for. We have to pay close attention to what's happened the last couple of years. What's happened? Stimulus payments, they said, we're going to issue these, $3,600 stimulus payments to everyone, 3 rounds at $1,200 each. And this is going to, keep everyone safe. Everyone's going to be happy. It's going to be a great thing. But what ultimately happened is we got, 20% inflation, a whole new society, a divided society, an angrier world. Things have really changed. Job insecurity has never been as high as it is now. A lot has changed. And so when we move into this universal basic income type of environment, the big question is, how does it get funded? Who actually pays this money? Well, it's going to be the small and medium-sized business owner and the landlord, of course. It will not be the big corporations of the world, because the big corporations, look at Nike, look at Facebook, they're headquartered in Ireland. They have tax shelters. They're paying no tax. They're smart, right? Whereas the middle class, they're paying 40%. If you live in California, you might be spending 56% of your revenue, in tax when you consider city, state, and federal and employment tax. Everything is added on, right? Everything is much more challenging, if you're not worth billions of dollars, right? And that's, I think, why the big companies can throw around the key buzzwords that we hear about all the time, like the Salesforce CEO saying that, his main priority for 2023 is, inequality and sustainability. Meanwhile, he lives in a multi-million-dollar mansion. He's worth $8 billion and has a private jet that he leases back to Salesforce. For a fact that his nanny or his housekeeper, his staff, they're not flying private with him. They're not, staying next door to him in Hawaii, a beautiful mansion. No, they're probably sitting at a bachelor apartment outside of Miami with roaches and, living check to check, right? They're not. It's just the buzzword environment, because what happens when we move into this type of universal basic income type of environment? Inflation continues to run rampant. Taxes rise. What ultimately happens is the middle class, even the upper middle class and the lower class, everyone just blends into one class, and then it's just the really rich. And the really rich are like, hey, I don't care if let's say we walk into 20-30% inflation, what difference does it matter to me if I'm worth all this money? And all that does is put much more distress on the assets in which the middle class owned. And I can go in there, scoop up all those assets, and the fiat currency really doesn't mean much anyway, because hey, it's printed by the Federal Reserve, and they can just print as much of it as they want. Versus the hard real assets, that's something that actually matters. And so we're looking at all this. We're stepping into a whole new environment. Take a look at this. So for more than 20 guaranteed income projects, the data is in. The programs have been a lifeline across the U.S., new research shows, especially for parents of color. In more than 20 cities that launched basic income programs during the pandemic, the average person receiving monthly support was a woman making just enough money to put her over the federal poverty line. Most beneficiaries were single, most had kids, and most were people of color. They receive up to $1,000 a month, usually for about a year, and overall spent the largest share of money at super stewards and smaller retailers. Quarter one to food, 6% went to travel and leisure, right? And they're saying UBI status, this for October, what states are going to send checks. This just came out today, and the states are Birmingham, Alabama. There's a scheme to help single women caring for at least one child under the age of 18. The first group of 110 people are currently receiving $375 per month for a year. Phoenix, Arizona just approved a $12 million cash assistance program to help low-income families. There's schemes coming to places California, LA, Compton, Long Beach, Marin County, Mountain View, Oakland, Santa Clara, San Diego, San Fran, Sonoma County, Stockton, Denver, Colorado launched a small program, $5.5 million. Similar schemes also can be found in Gainesville, Florida, and Atlanta and Georgia. Illinois has got schemes in place in Chicago, Cook County, Evanstown. The guaranteed validation effort has also been launched in Gary, Indiana. New Orleans, Shreveport, Louisiana are on the list along the Baltimore, Maryland, and Chelsea, Massachusetts. Minneapolis and Minnesota, along with Jackson, Mississippi, have got provisions in place to help struggling families, along with New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Texas, Virginia, and Washington. California, of course, has their plan coming. But this universal basic income, this just came out as well today. Can New York City become more equitable? Universal basic income mobile health units are among the new report, right? So they want the mobile health units, but this is how it would work. The idea is straightforward. Provide cash to people in need. Andrew Yang made universal basic income a tenet to his presidential campaign in 2020 and carried it over into his 2021 bid for New York City mayor, where he proposed giving New Yorkers living in extreme poverty an average of $2,000 a year. Now, remember, what is happening right now is inflation has crushed a lot of people. And what are they doing with inflation? They're putting it on their credit card. And that credit card utilization is at 105, 110%. They can't spend a single dollar on it because it's just max to the T. And as interest rates rise, the cost to service that debt is going to get much, much more expensive, where people are going to start demanding a solution. That solution is likely going to be a universal basic income or some type of help, right? It's very obvious. So the key right now is for, if you can, and I receive messages, people ask me all the time, John, I'm in debt, what can I do? Reduce your life expenses. If that's what you have to do, reduce your quality of life as much as you possibly can. If you're a single person and you have the option of moving back in with your parents, if you can, move in with someone or bring a roommate in or do whatever, get out of debt. That's the key right now, is getting out of debt, bringing those debts to zero if at all possible. If you have bad credit, we'd love to help you at cashnow.video. But people really need to look at debts and look at the way the world is changing. The last thing you want to do is sit with debt or late payments or delinquencies or anything like that. Because what's ultimately happening is if you borrow, let's say $10,000 and you're making minimum payments, you're going to spend 20 grand just in interest back to the big credit card companies. And that's not touching a single nickel of principal, right? The last thing you want to do is make these minimum payments. And a lot of people got suckered into it because they thought they were just going to get the checks and the money was going to keep flowing and everything was going to be great in the economy. But now things are starting to change, and now the security is not there, right? People are misled across the board. While dozens of pilot programs have sprung up in recent years, including LA, right? The executive director of New Yorkers and Children, which works with youths who age out the foster care system, says New York City should launch a universal basic income program for young people aging out of foster care. They're hitting a cliff, right? This is what's going to happen. Only half of youths in foster care find work by the time they reach 24, and 20% experience homelessness as soon as they're out of foster care. This just came out. This just came out 25 minutes ago. The fourth stimulus checks 2022, and this is going to be a huge new $1,050 direct payment to hit bank accounts in weeks. Residents who got the first or second round of Golden State stimulus payments via direct deposit will receive the money between October 7th and October 25th. The state's franchise tax board said the inflation relief payments give money away to combat inflation, ranging from $200 to $1,050 will be issued via direct deposit in phases based on how residents receive previous stimulus payments. They even have down here a unclaimed property disclosure, basically letting you know, like if we send you the checks and you don't get it, it's going to be unclaimed property. What I think is likely going to be happening probably over the next 6 months, 8 months, is they're going to start doing digital dollar direct deposits to save on postage. It's better for the environment, waste all the letters and everything that they're going to, they have to print up and all that. They're just going to save it and just send it direct to you. And that, I think, is what's likely going to happen. But as Mark Zuckerberg once famously said, if something is for free, you are the product, right? The big question is, do you want these universal basic income direct deposits? Do you want this money? What do you think this is going to do? I think right now, the smart entrepreneurs, the people that are really, really paying attention, they're asking themselves, how can I make a ton of money? Like, how can I make a lot of money? How can I position myself and put myself in a place, build out a moat of safety around myself and family? And what can I do? What businesses should I start? How can I expand or scale my current business? Maybe if I'm in the wrong industry, maybe I get out of that and move into something else, or read and study, learn, get a mentor. Like, people are looking at ways in which they need to multiply wealth or, position themselves for this upcoming storm, because I think it's going to happen. I think inflation is going to continue to run rampant. And I think that if you're positioned well, you're not going to be as phased. If you would like to work from home, I would love to work with you. You can join at cashnow.video/money. We have already over 400 partners, many of which are getting paid out Friday. So you can go over there, you can check it out. You can watch all the payouts happen. It's very easy. It's a copy and paste model. You can work from home, 1 hour, maybe 2 hours a day. You'll start to see money come in if you follow the instructions and you work. Paydays are every single Friday. And if you are selling and you can work with us and you're very, very coachable, then you have the opportunity to where you could be receiving money direct deposit literally every single day. So drop your comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. And if you need help fixing your credit, it's cashnow.video/ or just cashnow.video if you would like to get a part of the training in the affiliate program, cashnow.video/money. Catch you guys in the next video. And my LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok are in the banner.